understand, that's okay. I heard a lot of stories in all my life, Shakespeare and Mother Goose. All the ones I never heard never set me loose. And I read about Jesus who lived and died so I could be set free. Now I can't get enough of the good gospel. Won't you sing it again for me? It's the same sweet song over and over, and I like to hear it over and over again. It's the same sweet song over and over, but I like to hear it over and over again. I can sit in a tent from sun up to sundown and listen to the teacher talk. Hear the words of Jesus, trace the steps he walked. I can read it from the Bible 1,000 times and never lose the thrill. Cause I've read it from the day I was born then, and I guess I always will. It's the same sweet song over and over, but I like to hear it over and over again. It's the same sweet song over and over, I like to hear it over and over again. From California to the coast of Maine, a lot of people have heard these stories and it's never been the same. It's the same sweet song over and over, but I like to hear it over and over again. It's the same sweet song over and over, but I like to hear it over and over again. It's the same sweet song over and over, but I like to hear it over and over again. It's the same sweet song over and over, but I like to hear it over and over again. I like to hear it over and over again.
Sweet, sweet days go by.
Morning.
Morning.
Today's the day the Lord has made. We thank you so much for this day. Father, I ask that you, one, with your spirit, that you bless Bonnie as she brings your message to us today. May we feel with our hearts, see with our eyes, and touch with our souls. Father, we turn the service over to you. Father, we expect to hear from you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Taking a
Small.
while soon.
Now, Ed live here a little on our celebration. It says from 2 to 4, but y'all can come and spend the day, bring your lawn chairs, fishing poles,
What about tent?
tent.
Spend night? You said as long as
You
you
can
want.
bring your tent and sleep in the woods all you want.
I've already had a camp.
I do got a camera. I'll hold the door though.
I'll open the window.
Okay? No, just come spend the day, let's have fun, you know? Probably you and Miss Susie, and Mr. Luke, if you round him up.
Let's sing some more. Let love explode and bring the day to life. What's the point to see a revolution somehow? Let love explode and bring the day heaven roar and fire fall. Some shake the ground with the sound of revival. Let heaven roar and fire fall. Some shake the ground with the sound of revival. My God's not dead, He's surely alive, and He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion. God's not dead, He's surely alive, and He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion. God's not dead, He's surely alive, and He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion. God's not dead, He's surely alive, and He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion. He's roaring, He's roaring, He's roaring like a lion. He's roaring, He's roaring, He's roaring like a lion, roaring like a lion. And that's the truth. He's alive and well and loves us. He deserves to be honored and glorified.
Testing. You can hear. Have you ever lost your edge?
Long time.
Your cutting edge. This is a story dealing with your cutting edge. This comes from 2 Kings 6, chapters 1 through 7. Now, I want to tell you about my story, because God works in miraculous ways. And at that time, he was doing many miracles. This is a small miracle, but it's a miracle that I think is important to each one of us. Okay? Let me tell you who I am. I'm just a prophet. I'm a prophet's protege to Elijah. Now, Elijah was a big prophet who asked for double the spirit from Elijah before he went up to go with God. And Israel was divided into 2 kingdoms at that time. Now, Elijah had that double the spirit, but he also had a right-hand man that just wasn't too good. And he wanted the money. He went where the money was. And so he had leprosy. So Elijah was looking for other prophets. That was me. And my brothers, we had a lot. In fact, there were so many of us, we were going to have to build a new place for us to be at. Now, since we had to build, each one of us was going to do one beam or more. We needed an axe. I got this fine looking axe. I had to borrow it. I didn't have any money. So I was out there swinging one day, and just a swinging. Now notice I've got this on here for protection because now I got a cutting edge. But I was just swinging for the Lord. And as I was swinging for the Lord, and I was taking that swing with every time I hit it, that tree was slowly going down. But before I knew it, I lost my axe head. It just flipped right off, went flying in the air, and as I watched, it landed into the Jordan River. Oh man, when it kerplunked and I watched it sink, my heart sank with it. Because I thought, what am I going to do? I borrowed this axe. How am I going to explain to the person that I destroyed the weapon? I mean, steel or metal for us is very valuable. And I lost it. I tried. I ran over to the bank of the Jordan River and I tried. And I thought, well, maybe I could go in. And I realized it was deep. I couldn't get in there. And I thought, what am I going to do? How am I going to take care of this? And part of me, I got to admit, sounds pretty bad. Part of me thought, well, I've been working for God. And I was cutting down a lot of trees. Maybe it was his way of saying, you need a rest. Go sit underneath the tree. And go drink some tea and just watch the other guys and encourage them on. And let them know if they miss a spot. But then I thought, well, that wouldn't be too good. Because then I might be creating some friction if I said, hey, you missed a spot. You need to cut more trees over there. Then I thought, well, maybe if I just take it and if I keep hitting it with the axe handle. I know it wouldn't cut, but at least I look like I'm working. And nobody would know that I'm not working. And I thought then I could just sit there and say, yeah, I did a lot. But I didn't think that would be honest either. So I felt really bad about it. Now, we brought Elisha with us because we wanted him to be there. And I guess maybe I need to explain to you guys, because I know you guys have got it different from the way we had it. Elisha was like having God with us right there. And it was like, I knew when I lost it and I saw it go flying off, the hardest thing for me, after I saw it hit the water, was to sit there and to go and find him and say to him, I lost it, can you help me? And because then I had to admit I had a problem. And that's like coming to God and saying, I have a problem. I lost my cutting edge. Because not only was this axe borrowed, I lost the edge that I had in being effective for God and doing his work. That's hard. Awesome. I was going to have to look at the guy and tell him I lost his axe. I didn't didn't have any money. I can't pay for it. I thought, how am I going to do that? Here I am doing something good. You know, have you ever thought it's when you're doing something good and something happens, because you don't expect it to happen when you're doing God's work, and it happens. And you think, why? Why did it happen now? You know, the one that runs around the world, the one we call Satan, that's when the time he likes to hit us the most, is when we are doing God's work. He wants us to sit there and to doubt ourselves, to doubt the work that we're doing for God, to doubt that God cares, to doubt that he really cares about any detail of our lives, to think that what we're doing is not right. And if he can discourage us just a little bit, then he's got that in. He's taken out our cutting edge. He's putting something blunt on it, like what I have right here, to halter or to stop our relationship with God. Now, I said that there was a miracle that day. Not only did I lose it at that moment, the axe head, but you know, God's presence was with me. And all I had to do was go and see him. The other beauty of this was that there were a lot of us out there cutting trees. And when I went to Eliza, God, he looked at me as the individual. He didn't look at just everybody. He came and looked at my problem and said, where did you lose it at? Now sometimes, I don't know about you, I forget where I lose it at. Yeah, it's like sitting there saying, where were you at last when you lost something? And it's like, well, I don't know. And especially when it's a river and it floated, it's like, in the river, in the river. But you know, when he asks that question, that tells me God cares about every detail of our lives. And he's there in our problems. He wants to help us to solve them. You know, when you think, like when I sat there and I thought, and I heard that axe head go down, and I thought, there's no way, there is no way I'll be able to get that axe head from the bottom of the water, because it was deep. It was muddy. Have you ever felt like that, where there's no way, absolutely no way, God can help you? Save you, bring you back your joy, help you with your faith. Because like my axe, that's borrowed. Our faith, our love, our Christian walk is a gift from God. Amen. Just like this was a gift for me to use in the service for God. Amen. Those were important. When I asked him to come, he came with me. And Eliza did something interesting. Something I've never seen before. He didn't pick up a stick off the ground and just threw it in the water. He went to a tree and he cut off a living branch. I think you guys are going to see years later, I think you understand it has to deal with the living Christ. Amen. You know, and the cross. I didn't understand why I took that branch. I just know what I saw. When he threw it into the Jordan River, the axe head floated to the top. Amen. I mean, it was a miracle. It floated to the top. That tells me no matter what, no matter how low I get, no matter what I do, nothing will separate me from God. And there's not anything he can't do. I still had a part. Now, this is hard to believe. But I figured if Eliza could do all that, I thought, well, I could sit back and he'll make the axe float back into my hand. I would hold the axe handle, pop right back in there. Well, Eliza said, reach down and get it. Amen. That is our part. we have to reach down and get it. We've got to reach out in the faith that God is there and He is with you. Even when you feel like it's not, you're not being effective for Him. He's not hearing you. He is. He is with you. And He loves you. Later, in years to come, there's a man, St. Augustine, that said a quote. He said, without God, we cannot. And without us, He will not. And that is so true. Get the cutting edge. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Very good.
Thank you, Bonnie. We'll continue our service now with communion. You don't have to be a member of the church or attend any of the churches. You have to love God and love Jesus Christ. Come and take part of the communion. I'm not going to need you to come. Usually I say this, but I will read it from 2 Corinthians. This is Apostle Paul. He's talking to the church of Corinthians. This is what the Lord Himself said. If I pass it on to you, just as I have received it, on the night when he was betrayed, the Lord Jesus took the loaf of bread, and when He gave, and when He had given thanks, He broke it and said, "This is my body, in which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." And in the same way, He took the cup of wine after supper, saying, "This cup is the new covenant between God and you, sealed by the shedding of my blood. Do this in remembrance of me, as often as you drink it. For every time you eat this bread and drink this cup, you are announcing the Lord's death until He comes again." Amen. You know, when I went into ministry, I used to go to the church, and I was looking at the door, and if I saw the communion table set up, I split. I didn't want to take part in the communion. Before I went into ministry. Yeah, you know, I didn't want to take the communion, but everybody put the table with a sad face. So. I didn't realize that you should come with that face. You smile and this is when you're going to get the closest you can get to the Lord. Communion. Bell. So this morning when you come to the communion, first of all, if you have offended someone you need to forgive them. Take that time. You know, examine yourself. You want to do a spiritual examination. Are you in the right place you need to be? Do you have the cutting edge? Have you lost it? This is the body of Christ. There's one loaf, but we are one body. Christ's life broken for you. This is a cup of wine, pretty good, but this is the cup for the forgiveness of sins. Jesus says, drink it as often as you can. Cup of salvation, cup of joy, cup of redemption. Lord Jesus Christ. I will serve Brian and Brian will serve me first, and then we'll invite you to the table. And you kind of come with your hands cupped. Brian will put the piece of bread in your hand, and you come with me, dip it in the cup, and eat it. Okay? That's the method of attention. The Lord's table is ready. Come forward as you like.
I guess I go first thing, that's it.
Let's pray. Father God, surely your presence is filled here today. And Father, as Father, for us that have lost our cutting edge, that we get with our brothers and sisters and not sharpen us. When iron sharpens iron. Father, you still have work for us to do. And I ask that you prepare us, give us strength and confidence to step out of this building and go into the world. Invite those sinners to come and visit with us.
Thank you.
Oh God, thank you so much for this time of worship, this time of being together. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Put it together after the circle. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go play a hymn of commitment. And if you feel glad, you come and pray, stand, kneel, prostrate on the floor, whatever you want.
Right forward here.
Are you tired of Satan's control? Are you tired of misery untold? Come on down, come on down. Is there sin in your life? Is your family filled with strife? Come on down, come on down. Come on down and meet the Father. Come on down and meet the Son. Come on, be filled with the Spirit.
together now. Where's our-
No, I don't think so.
Come on down.